And so, the kids and I have a good time with that. They're like, yeah, Dad doesn't really know what he's doing. But it's a joke, and I think it's important for your kids to understand that you don't know everything. So I've got 5 kids with my wife, ages 13 to 3 years old. And when we first started, we had our first child, she was early to walk, early to speak. She was speaking like complete sentences, and with properly conjugated verbs at like 15 months. So we thought, holy cow, we got this whole thing figured out. Like one day we need to write a book. And actually we did talk about writing a book. We're like, yeah, we should, get a couple more years in here and then write a book for, on how to parent. And then, because we kind of figured we were having such a success with this. But then we had our second kid, and he was like slightly different, but like enough that we could, kind of just tweak things a little bit and still be successful, or view ourselves as being successful. But then we had our third kid, and she was completely different. Personality, temperament, all the things that worked with our first kid and our first 2 kids really didn't work with the third. And then we had our fourth, and then we had our fifth, and all of that. They were just so different that all of the things that we thought we had figured out, we realized maybe we're lucky, maybe we figured out something that works with that kid, but we just learned that you learn as you go along, and we're now almost 14 years into being parents, and we kind of have given up the idea of certainly writing a book on parenting, but also given up the idea that there's this sort of one size fits all solution. That really maybe at the heart of it is really getting to know your child and trying to listen to them, listen to their stories, and but you're gonna keep screwing up. We keep screwing up. I tell my kids all the time, my 13-year-old, I say this to her all the time, sweetheart, I've never had a 13-year-old before, because I had to learn some humility in the first few years, I say, sweetheart, this is even while I'm giving her some discipline or something like that, and I'm like, sweetheart, I've never had a 13-year-old before, so I really don't know what I'm doing. So this is what I think is probably appropriate. But we might discover in the future that was the wrong path. So I just want to apologize to you in advance, but this is your consequence. I grew up, my mom and dad were beautiful people, but it's more of I'm always right, and if there's a problem, it's you. And I started my parenting that way until I realized that I was the problem a lot of the time, because I'm human. My wife is a problem sometimes, the kids are the problems. Usually it's a mix of all of them. And so, having the humility to say, listen, I'm going to get some things wrong. I have got things wrong. Is really helpful. So you're not going to get it right all the time, humility goes a long way. And I think that's it. So I hope that helps. Yeah? Okay.